welcome to SoulWhat, a SoulTopia podcast with our producer, Matt Stoker. I am Michelle Welch.
And I'm Roger Welch. So what are we talking about today, Michelle?
We're talking about twin flames, and we're excited because we have Amber with us, our very own Amber from SoulTopia. She is a reader. She has her own YouTube channel. She's here at SoulTopia a lot. She works in the store and reads. So you guys have probably seen her if you've been into primarily our Carrollton location, right?
Yes.
Amber? Yeah. So we brought Amber on tonight because Amber does a lot of love readings. You do everything, but you've kind of become known around here anyway for, Amber's really good at the love readings. So that's why we decided to have you on tonight, because we decided to talk about twin flames, Roger, and soulmates, and maybe karmic connections, and the similarities or difference between those three categories. First of all, Roger, what do you think about those labels? Anything about
I told you earlier, I thought soulmate was something the devil put in his coffee.
Okay.
Can I say dead?
I didn't get it at first. What?
Can I say dead?
So, no, what do you think about soulmates? I've got a tickle in my throat, so I'm trying to get you to talk.
Soulmates? Well,
Thank you.
You know, the thing is I think a lot of it, people, and we were talking about it before, a lot of it is romanticized. People want somebody in their life, so they like to put labels on it, that they're looking for these certain things. And I think a lot of times people use, especially like the term, twin flames, as in, this is my lifelong dream of person that's coming into my life as my twin flame, and that's not always the case.
No. So I agree, and I think we were chatting a little bit before the show started, like just for a few seconds about, and we're on the same page, I think, on this panel, Amber, that first of all, that we all agree that somewhat these things become romanticized. And I will say that I think that's one of the biggest detriments. So we'll get to the pros of what could come out of these. But to me, I see more detriment from these labels. I see a lot of people coming in for readings. I see it on all kinds of social media, on blogs. To me, it's almost the modern day fairy tale. Let's think of, they try to put a real spiritual spin on something where you're looking for this perfect person to fulfill you. And when we talk about twin flames, people who believe they have a twin flame will be quick to say, no, that's not what I think. I don't think they complete me. I don't need them to complete me. But when you get right down to it, the general public does seem to romanticize it. What do you think about that, Amber?
Yes, I 100% agree.
Yeah. Do you see that in readings a lot?
Yeah, and even though I am known for the love readings, I am very hesitant to throw out the word twin flame unless I really, really feel a calling or really being guided to let that person know that they are twin flame, just because it is so romanticized. And if people understood what the real journey of a twin flame looked like, they would not want to be here.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Well, let's first start with soulmate, because that's a little more simple, I think. So we'll just briefly say what a soulmate is. What do you think that is, Roger?
I think it's not always like somebody that is romantically involved. It could be, it could be a partner, it could be somebody it could even be one of your kids or parents or something. It's where people are, friends, animals, somebody that actually makes you kind of feel good to kind of travel through life together.
Right. I agree with that. I think a soulmate can be any type of relationship, any type of energy, and it can come in any form, and you can have more than one soulmate. What do you think, Amber?
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Do you have anything else about that, about soulmates? That I do find people are looking not only for twin flames, they're looking, they know that word soulmate more, that phrase more. Yeah. They're like, oh, but when am I going to find my soulmate? Mm-hmm. And there are some religious beliefs that would have you believe there's one person that is out there for you, right? I mean, there's some people who maybe are taught that. And so I don't want to take away from anything they might believe on that, but I just see there be a lot of damage with somebody who's waiting for their soulmate, because even in those good relationships, soulmates tend to be easier relationships than what we're about to talk about twin flames. They tend to be easier, but still they require work because friendships require work.
Any relationship.
Yeah, they require give and take. And one of the biggest things I think is knowing that it first starts with us, right? Is our self-love. And too many people want to jump to other people to gain that love. Do you find that?
100%.
Yeah. So what do you think about twin flames, Amber? What would you say? How would you define it in your terms? Because you said it's kind of can be a bumpy road. What do you think twin flames are?
Yeah, it is, like I was telling Roger earlier, it is never about romance and always about healing. It's about healing self. It is. So the reason why the journey is so difficult is because you are literally, you have someone in your life that is triggering every part of your ego so that you can heal it. The twin flame's whole mission and purpose is to show the world unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness. And you can't do that unless you are triggered in every area to learn how to heal it. So that's why it can be very dysfunctional. It can be, it's a real bumpy ride. Yeah, it's not
Because it's that mirror, right?
exactly.
Yeah, so that mirror of we're having things mirrored back to us, I think, in twin flame relationships, right, Roger?
Yep.
So something that triggers us often is, that trigger word's kind of popular, right? So what's our trigger? And if you think about it, a lot of times a trigger is something that we see in someone else. It's actually being mirrored back to us that we need to work on, right? Would you agree with that?
I would, because it's one of those things. It's probably parts of it is the things that are within ourselves that we don't like about ourselves that we see in the other person. So yeah, that's why it's not always the romanticized part of it, because we kind of, well, we like this person, we feel good with this person, but then all of a sudden it's really fast to go to 1,000 degrees, yelling at each other just because those are the parts of that person that you don't agree with, because it's what you see in yourself that you don't like.
So do you think, Amber, that people are the twin flames as romanticized as much, and people want that twin flame? I see that. Do you?
I think that there is a common it's kind of been grouped together, and I think honestly, because of things like YouTube, where you have these really amazing readers, but because twin flames are popular now, they're hashtagging twin flames and all this other stuff. And there's readers that have said they do this just because it gets more views. And it's like, and I'll hear some of them say, title doesn't matter. But if someone walks in the store and I'm working on the floor and they ask me for moldavite and I take them to rose quartz and say, oh, well, title doesn't matter, they're all crystals. It does matter because they have different purposes.
Good point.
They have a different purpose.
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, and I just because of volunteering so much with battered women's shelters and being involved in a lot of things like that, I really take this very seriously, this thing of soulmates and twin flames and the way people describe it and the way they read about it, because I really, I love it that you said you're hesitant in readings to say to somebody, oh, your twin flame's coming, or or that person's your twin flame or soulmate, because I think throwing those terms around loosely can be very, very dangerous, because if somebody thinks that a twin flame is meant to heal, there could be somebody who could take that to the nth degree and say, or exponentially, take that out and say, well, then I should stay with this person because this is a lesson that I'm learning, and so I should stay with this person even when there's no,
Dysfunctional.
it's an abusive and very, very toxic relationship. What do y'all think about that?
I agree.
And I see that
Yeah.
in readings, and that's when I get a little bit, I get a little angry when I see people talking and throwing those terms around very loosely. That this person's your twin flame, and no, it's a straight up abusive relationship.
Just because
Right.
it sounds good.
Right.
And
It's all the
so
warm and fuzzy.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about it earlier about like the law of attraction, because I always say that in the law of attraction, it requires action on your part, and part of the action in the law of attraction is you've got to deal with yourself first, because if you don't deal with yourself, whether it's love, whether you're attracting money into your life, whatever you're attracting, and you're trying to manifest or attract into your life, you have to take that action for yourself first. And so if you're looking for like a twin flame, or even if soulmate, and we're saying those are different, but even if let's lump them together, if you're looking for somebody else to do that healing work for you, to me you're manifesting something, you're putting the manifestation outside of yourself. And I really don't like it when we give our power away and we start we feel like something else is going to complete us. Now, and I do know that people will correct us quickly, right? When we say, we said this earlier, when we say that a twin flame completes you, because Amber, explain did we say this already? The two souls and
We didn't.
okay. So let's describe that. What the twin flame is.
Yeah. So it is essentially one soul split into two bodies. We did have a conversation about whether it could be split into more than just two, and who knows, that's possible. But yeah, it most of the time in the twin flame journey, just to back on what you were saying, is you're separated. You're not in a relationship, and it's divinely guided that way because you are meant to heal separately. And then when you're ready, then you come into union for mission and purpose, not for romance, for mission and purpose. So
I love that. But people think of it as, because it's not clearly taught, and because people want to romanticize it, it's put in that it's going to be this very romantic situation.
Yeah.
Twin souls, twin flames, we've joined together, and that could potentially happen. But I know some people who say they're in twin flame relationships and they're perfect, and I would question that, just because that's not, to me, the definition of a twin flame. So I think that if you've already healed that much, you're probably not on Earth still.
big
How do y'all
facts.
feel about that?
Big facts.
You're probably ascending out of here, and maybe you've chosen because you're so great that you can come back and teach all the rest of us how to live great lives. But
isn't the perfect relationship kind of their own view of things?
yeah, maybe a misunderstanding of what that
Misunderstanding
would
of
be.
what they consider.
Yeah. So, but my biggest thing about it, the reason it triggers me is because I really don't want people to stay in abusive relationships. That's just something that really, really concerns me. And I find people really wanting to justify staying in a relationship because they don't want to be alone. Right. And that shows right there you haven't worked through healing if you don't want to be alone. And people may say, well, that's really easy for you to say, Michelle, because you're in a marriage and all. Well, I've been alone. I mean,
I'm alone, and I believe it.
Yeah. and so it's I think it's something where, you can work on yourself. Another thing that I found, and I was thinking about this, I was thinking about twin flames when people are obsessed, because people become a little bit obsessed with twin
Looking
flames.
for their twin flame?
They become obsessed with the topic, but also they become obsessed with the twin flame, the potential twin flame.
That's called stalking.
But it is very
It is.
common. It is a part of that journey, and you don't even know why you can't stop stalking them.
Yeah. And so, yeah. So are you saying that is a legit twin flame when that's happening?
It is.
Okay.
It
Matt,
is.
were you a stalker?
I don't think so. Not that I ever
Do
recall.
we need to call Megan and ask if you were a stalker?
Let's get Megan on
It might
the.
have been the other way around.
the
Oh,
hotline.
okay.
To be honest.
But it is a part of that dysfunction that needs to be healed, right? Because when you're working
Exactly.
on self and you're focused on self, you don't need to be obsessive and constantly looking at that person and wondering, what are they doing? What are they, da 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 da. It's in the beginning, yes.
Yeah.
But
And
when you
that-
start learning to heal.
I agree with you. And that's when readings also can get ethically out of bounds when you're looking into, I believe you can look into how someone feels about you to the extent if it affects you. But if you are just circling back, or you've a client, or you're the one doing it, circling back around constantly, obsessing about somebody who has clearly moved on in their life, that's stalking.
Dun 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 dun. Stalker
No, no, seriously, and it could wind you up.
in jail.
Well, and also we have really bad domestic violence situations because of it, I think. And to give it an excuse, I really have trouble with that. But I was saying earlier, the obsession is what you were talking about, Amber. The obsession really is, and I love this thought. It's kind of what's my own thought. But I like
That's why she
it.
loves it. It's her own thought.
So I thought, so what do y'all think about
know
this
it's good.
thought? It's going to be so profound, right? No. But I was thinking about it. It's like your own wound pulling you into healing. So the obsession is really that.
Yeah.
It goes back to that healing, but people don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about the other
Romance,
person,
yeah.
right? And so it's your wound pulling you into the healing. That's what the obsession and the lesson really is about. It has little to do or nothing to do with how the other person feels about you. Are they thinking about me? All those kinds of things. It has more to do with you are needing to heal a wound of your own.
Yeah.
So they got a movie about this.
Which one?
Hanson. Think about it, right?
Hands.
Which one is that?
With
I don't know.
Will Smith, when he's actually like the superhero that nobody likes. So, but that's the name of it, right?
No.
What's that movie?
Hancock.
Hancock, that's it.
Hancock, yeah.
Hancock.
That
So
gets
think
me
about
no
it.
closer.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is, because Will Smith is like the superhero that, he's like Superman, right? Except with a bad attitude. He's the asshole,
I
right?
haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Has
So
everybody
what happens
seen that
though?
but me?
Oh, so well, what happens in the movie though is he comes across this lady who he doesn't realize is just like he is.
Uh-huh.
But as they get together, they powers weaken.
Oh.
So it's kind of like the romanticized twin flame movie.
Is
Hancock.
this like a B movie?
No,
No,
it's Will
it's pretty
Smith.
good. Yeah.
It's actually and Jason Bateman. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Jason
Oh,
Bateman?
he's a good
It's been so long
actor.
since I've
Yeah,
seen
he's
it, I
really
can't
good.
remember.
Oh, is it funny or?
Oh, it's funny as
Yeah,
hell.
I
You'll
think
laugh
I
your ass
have
off.
seen it. If it was funny,
I have it. I can bring it to you.
Yeah, it's funny as hell.
there we go. So, do y'all think that your twin flame can be a soulmate?
Sure. I mean, you can have soulmates with multiple people, so
Can your soulmate be your twin flame? I'm getting deep here.
Soulmate be your twin flame. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a big difference between it. I
Yeah.
think that you can eventually, once the two of you have healed separately, I think you can eventually come together in union and have that that soulmate relationship where you can, like Roger was saying, spend your life living with, someone, but that's after a lot of healing. That's what I think.
Right. So you may have just answered this, Amber, but so when because we've bashed, or at least I have bashed twin flames a lot tonight, when would it be a good, I don't really particularly care about people talking about them because I see more harm that comes from the conversation around them.
Yeah.
If there's not a full understanding, then I see good come from it, with at least for the readings, people who come in my office. And I'm real quick to say, my clients will, well, I don't like to say my clients, but people who come to me will say, well, you don't believe in soulmates. And I'm like, or you don't believe in twin flames. And I'm like, it's not that I don't believe in them. I just don't believe in putting all of your heart and soul into that and waiting on a soulmate or waiting on a twin flame when really, until you work out the stuff with yourself, to me, that's a lot of times why a partner hasn't come into someone's life. And I don't mean that as blame, though, because that sounds like
that's
blame.
exactly it. That's exactly it. Because the universe will keep you separated. And now there are people that, I mean, usually you're miles and miles apart. There's a huge age difference, but there are rare cases where people can come together before they're supposed to, but it's always that very, very dysfunctional relationship that you were talking about. But I mean, yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Exactly what you said.
Have you ever known of a twin flame relationship that you would say served its purpose? Have you been in one or seen one in readings, or where they're actually in this relationship and healing and it's working out the way?
Well, I think that after two people who are twin flames have come together and they're healed, I don't think that they need a twin flame reading. So no, I haven't read for one. No, I have not personally come into union with I mean, I have a lot of healing to
Yeah.
do. So
Well, no, me too. No,
yeah.
yeah. So I guess that, so twin flames are pretty much painful. How would you recognize, y'all think? I think it's pretty easy to know how you might recognize a soulmate. Give a couple ways you might recognize a soulmate. Want me to start?
All right. This is going to be interesting. Let's
Okay.
go.
So I think a soulmate, I think you are immediately drawn to them. But that's a twin flame too. There's an immediate, powerful connection. And maybe immediate's not the word. With twin flames, I would say yes.
yeah.
Not exactly where I thought y'all were going with that. But
What you thought I was going to?
I thought you were going to be like, you see them walk across the room, you go like, damn, that's fine.
Well,
But-
that
That's what I thought.
that would be soulmate for sure. Maybe twin flame, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Especially if you love yourself that much, since it is a mirror.
That's right. I'm looking good tonight over there. Oh, wait, that wasn't me.
You're just like, I don't know, the whole, for me, if you start off, this is so like boring probably for everybody, but it is what my book's about, which is not boring, but it's, if you start out with the whole concept that we're all one, then in theory, we are all one soul.
Yeah.
I don't know. Roger didn't buy that one, but in theory,
I thought that was a bunch of bullshit. But
no, I mean, we're all, what do you think that's bullshit?
that we're all, no, wait, what?
Are
One
you
soul.
here tonight? we're one soul. If we're all one energy in the collective,
Then we're all each other's soulmate, or all each other's twin flame then. Under
could
that
be,
theory,
in
under that
theory.
theory, Matt, you're my twin flame, buddy.
I knew it all along. I knew it all along.
oh my God, the truth has come out.
But I got a serious question here. It just hit me.
Okay.
All right, so you're telling us all that twin flames are like the same soul split, right? So does that split go down the center or at the waist? Or is it like
Amber?
little puzzle pieces?
Amber, is you here on? It's up to you.
Yeah. Waist up.
Waist up, waist down? Is that how it works? Okay, just wondering.
Feminine, masculine.
Okay, just
Well,
checking.
and that's a good point. So, see, thank you for that. Because with twin flames, a lot of people will say that it is the yin and the yang, yin and the yang, or yin and the yang, however you want to say that. In East Texas, it's yang, right? But that's not how you say it. Well, but yin and the yang, right? And so it's the masculine and divine masculine, divine feminine, divine feminine, correct? So it's those coming together, but you don't have to be male and female to be twin flames. You can be male and female and female. My whole thing with that whole divine masculine, divine feminine thing is I don't buy into that stuff either.
Well, I think that everybody has a divine masculine and divine feminine portion in them For sure.
Somewhere, maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, who decided it had to be one, or we had to be balanced with feminine and masculine? I don't know where that came from. I mean, I know the mystics and sages even allegedly talked about twin flames. As far as I could really trace it back, it was more talk. It's more like what's her name? That prophet lady.
Oh, Susan Brown?
No, I'm going to tell you who it was. It was y'all. Somebody on watching. It says somebody Elaine Prophet. Do you know what I'm talking about? Claire.
Did she have red hair?
I don't know, but it wasn't that long ago. It's not like the old sages of like forever. I think because I was really going, okay, where did this whole twin flame thing come from?
It came from that damn what was that auto generator thing that we had that time?
Oh my God.
Remember that we had?
Oh, the sayings thing
Yeah,
that we have?
yeah, the auto generator just plugs in some names and words
Oh,
and
that.
throws it around. That's all.
Did you know about that, Amber? Like, so
No.
one of our first shows, our first SoulWhat shows, it was you know how there's all these like really holy spiritual things that people say, and you're like going, what the hell are they saying? It's like a bunch of BS, right? So it's this spirituality generator. It's an app. It's actually you can Google it.
You can Google it.
You can Google it, and so you just push a button and you start reading it. So I was reading on. It's like it's our second show, I think, and I started reading and it was like, oh yeah, it sounds so deep. It's computer generated, just words, just thrown together, just that are complete BS. So that's what you think this is?
That's what it is.
It's going to bug me. Did
Actually,
anybody give the name of that person?
I saw that. I've seen that before in the past too, where they were talking about the twin flames, because that just came around not that long ago.
No, and it's going to bug me until I'm even putting it in my phone, because it was that whatever prophet, whatever lady is who.
Come on, Carlton, you're
up,
on there watching. Which one is it, Carlton?
Yeah, Carlton
you know what
or
it is.
Westopedia, if he's on there. But so it wasn't like forever ago. I don't
Elaine
think.
Smith. He thinks.
That's not who I was thinking of, but he's probably right, because Carlton's really smart. But it wasn't that long ago. I think it's a fairly new, and I'm sure somebody will correct me, because they would love to do that.
I don't know. I feel like the term is new. The concept, maybe not so
Maybe
much.
not so new.
But the term, yeah, for
So
sure.
for me, I even struggle. My new thing, it's not new, but for me, but I have been struggling for a long time with that we have to have a balance between the male and female. I don't know why. I'm just going to go on the record and say I don't know that I believe that. I think that comes from a very patriarchal society that just decided there. And I know there's the goddess and all that. Okay, I get it, but I still just don't believe there has to be this balance between male and female. I just don't buy it. I think that's just something people have been told over and over and over and over and over again, and nobody's really told me why that has to be. Why can't it be a balance between another gender that we don't even know about? I'm serious.
I know you.
Do I sound like my daughter now,
No.
Tanner?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Because she says there are no genders.
Oh, okay. But no, I'm serious. I don't know why. And when I'm doing healings now, I lose that whole yin and yang thing. I don't even talk about it. I don't even know if I like talking about the whole masculine, feminine side anymore. It's just something, or that's not our topic, but am I the only person in the world that feels that way? I want to know. Tracy is not listening, but she will get on and back me up, I know. What?
And Carlton said it was, what did you just say? The name of the lady.
Oh, tell me, because
Carol Elaine. Dr. Carol Elaine.
Yeah, Dr. Carol Elaine.
Because you put
that
DR.
wise mystic sage from thousands
DR.
of years ago that came
Carol.
up with the term twin
Hi,
flames.
it's Dr. Carol. And this is Welcome to Soul Talk with the Flames.
What are you talking about? Y'all, he didn't drink before he came on,
now
but
the
maybe
generator.
he needed to. Huh?
He's now the generator.
I know, now he's the generator.
But I found some great stuff. I sent it to Matt. Did you see it?
No, I haven't. Does Matt have it? Oh, okay. Let's see. Since we are off the rails here. Oh, okay. You want to read it?
So this is the lady from the Titanic, the older lady. Me waiting for my twin flame to complete his karmic lessons and get his shit together so we can ascend into cosmic bliss. It's been 84 years now.
Okay, so this one, I did this one. Of course, it's more serious. No matter where we are or who we're with, you are my true love, always and forever, all my life. The reason I put this
That's
one,
our freaking song we listen to.
well, that's
Always and
actually
forever.
that's actually our song.
So
Did y'all know? Always and forever. But yeah, that is our song, just so you know. But the reason I did that meme is because to me that is the thing that where it can go dangerous. Is like that's great if it does work out like that, but if it's a really, really toxic relationship and then you have somebody telling you, oh, but you're twin flames and you're supposed to learn lessons from each other, where do you draw the line with that? That really, can y'all tell that gets me? Yeah, it really upsets me.
Yeah,
Okay,
it upsets me.
So
too.
that one wasn't funny, but this one is, Amber, you want to read this one? No. You want Roger too? Okay.
I've actually posted this before.
It's a good
see
one.
there. Me, before knowing what a twin flame was. This Barbie all made up. And then it's me on the twin flame journey. And it's Barbie with her dreads
Looking
and
pretty
everything.
janky.
Yeah, she's pretty
Looking
rough.
like she's cried for 5 hours.
Yeah.
That's a real Barbie, right? On that the twin flame one, that's how we really look. And then the other one, but y'all, I love Barbies. Just while we're on the subject, y'all, everybody stop attacking Barbies because I love Barbies, and you can pull their heads off and swap their heads
With a tennis racket.
and yeah, well, no, swap them.
Oh, swap them. I thought you said swat them.
Well, you could do that too, and
I think swat.
And you can play Barbie Beauty Shop, and once you run out of cutting all their hair off, your neighbor boy, the guy behind us, it was me, cut all my hair off because we ran out of Barbie dolls. So
Lovely.
yeah, right. I've told you that, right?
Yes, I do know that.
I wound up with hair like this short, Matt. It was above my ears. But
I feel like that's a trendy look these days, right? Like you could probably
Yeah.
bring that
I
back.
think
Got that-
feel like you should have
that
brought
pixie
that
cut.
picture.
Got that
and since
pixie cut.
male and female don't matter, so to me it all right. So and I'm serious. I'm not making fun of that at all. I do struggle with that whole masculine feminine thing and how we tie that into some beliefs in our world today. So not making fun of that. Okay, this one says one does not. Oh, you read this one. You'll be better.
One does not simply meditate to meet your twin flame. You have to buy a kit from, can't even see it all.
From
a shady
$500.
witch doctor. Yeah, for $500 from a shady witch doctor named Cheryl, who works out of her self-sustaining motorhome.
There you go. But that kit
Actually,
would
the best-
kit would probably cost $3,000 in Dallas.
There should not be a kit. There
See-
shouldn't be
Well,
a
of
kit.
course not.
No, there's not a. I think you missed it the other day.
Yeah, no kits, y'all. We
Yeah,
don't
we
believe in
do
that.
not sell twin flame kits here.
No, but somebody will, and if somebody tries to sell you that, don't get those.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, a lady came in and she had a crystal that her spiritual advisor called her and said, I'm digging crystals and I found this crystal that you have to buy. It's only $3,000. And then she got here and it was the same as our $12 crystals.
I think
What
I
do you
was
think
here
about
that
Matt?
day. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
I
were
was
you
here
here?
that day.
What do you think about that, Matt?
Sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
I know, right?
Like
The
a
$12
moneymaker,
or the
yeah?
$3?
I don't know. Looks like she's about to make a killing on something.
Yeah.
Someone.
Make my house note.
Yeah.
Again, not at SoulTopia. Well, we'll have the $12 one. All right. Oh, you got to try to read it in the voice. Let Matt read this one. Can you see it, Matt, to read it?
Yeah, I can see
Okay.
it. I don't know that I can do the voice, but I can.
We'll try.
You got to hold your. I.
I don't always split my soul in half, but when I do, I make sure my twin has all the same issues so we can drive each other insane.
Perfect. And it's the beer?
Most interesting man in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
it's the most,
interesting man.
yeah. So are these accurate?
Yes and no, because like you shouldn't be paying someone for a kit. Like you have to do the work yourself. You can't exactly what you're saying. You can't depend on it.
You mean
Even a
Cheryl's
twin
kit doesn't
flame,
work?
I don't think it will. I mean, I think Cheryl made a good little scam there, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in
Scammy-
union, a twin
Scammy
flame does
Cheryl.
not complete you. And I am always saying on my YouTube channel, I don't care if they're your twin flame or not. If it's dysfunctional, you don't need to be in it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
go and heal. And the thing is what you do for yourself, you do for a twin. So if you're over there actively focusing on your healing, it almost initiates the twin to do the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree with that. And the jokes we make about all the kits and all the stuff like that is another hot button that we have at
We're having a show on that
SoulTopia.
coming soon.
Yeah, we're going to have it on scams and how to watch out for all the scams there are. Because right now, Amber touched on it a little while earlier. Everyone right now is popping up with YouTube channels, and they're readers who, in my opinion, I can't judge if they're psychic or not. That's not for me to judge, but they're everywhere, right? And that's fine if they have some training. But I will say at SoulTopia, we have ongoing training. We had it last night. We have ethics training, and primarily because you guys, there's just they're all over the place. There's like people literally, they'll go buy a deck of cards and they're online reading cards, and they're giving what some people don't realize, and maybe they don't care, is that when you give a reading, people are sometimes at their lowest point, and so they're hanging on your every word. And we don't, at SoulTopia, we never give advice. We don't believe in giving advice. We believe, because unless you're actually a psychologist or a psychiatrist, you're not supposed to give that advice. You're supposed to say what you see in the cards, or say what you get intuitively. And we have disclaimers that say, literally, we're not doctors, we're not giving legal advice, we're not giving financial advice. We're just seeing what we see. But when people don't understand the seriousness of the fact that somebody's hanging on potentially every word, they're literally saying to someone, I'm waiting for my soulmate. I'm waiting for this person and they may have that person right in their life. And maybe it's a good person who's in their life and they're not willing to work at it, right? Or maybe they don't, or maybe they're with somebody they shouldn't be with, and then they're sticking with it because they think it's a twin flame, or whatever the subject is, or they're going to a reader and they're selling them kits for $5,000 to get a curse off of them. All those things are things that just really piss me off. I mean, they really, really make me mad as an attorney, for one thing, but also just as somebody ethical in this business. And so I think there's something to be said for the people who have put the time in to their craft. And so if you're going to get a reading from somebody, if it's not from SoulTopia, which is fine, if you're getting it, or you're going to get something free, know what you're getting, what you're paying for. Sometimes if they've not even had any kind of training, but also just check out where you're going. Make sure there's some credentials to people you're getting readings from, especially when it comes to love, because I think people are so vulnerable and they can be really taken advantage of, in those times.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of YouTubers who make their own decks, and they will make twin flame decks. Like, if you're doing a love reading, unless you know 100% that person is a twin flame, you should not be using that for a general read, because it talks about, I've seen where it's like an actual card that says, this is your twin flame, and it falls out. Like, that is not okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
I agree with you. Thanks for saying that. No, I agree with you on that. And so it can be pretty dangerous. We're going to do a few readings. Thanks for kind of hanging with us. Roger, levity there. I love it. But I know you mean when you're in a mood. But you mean it, that you don't believe in the BS about it, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not
Do you want
at
to?
all.
Are you going to give away your prize now?
Is this it?
Okay. You want to? Oh, well, that's perfect.
That's why I was handing it over to you.
So this is from my.
Actually, here we go. Wait, before you tell.
Okay.
Tonight I've got the, I'm watching the show here, seeing all your comments, Carlton, Carla, and all you guys, right? On SoulWhat, not the SoulTopia page, but the SoulWhat page. Okay, that's where I'm watching, and that's where the answer will be. So if you're not on the SoulWhat page on Facebook, jump over there now, and then I'll give you just a second while Michelle tells us what we're giving away tonight.
Okay, so we are, this is from my book, The Magic of Connection. I've made a Magic of Connection line of bracelets, or we have at the store. And this one's called SoulWhat. And it says, step into hope and prosperity in all areas of your life. Remember your worth without question and manifest your dreams. So we were talking about that to start with ourselves. And this is, it's Epido with pyrite is the bead. And then there's a mystic quartz in the middle. So that's, and it has a little gold SoulTopia tag. So that's what we're giving away tonight.
Yep,
And-
that's what we're giving away.
Okay.
So here's what you need to know. You had to be watching. So I made a really corny joke in the beginning about soulmate. Who was the joke about?
Dang it, I remember this one.
You do? You
If
know?
only I was on today.
You would get it. I wouldn't.
And so I'll watch while y'all are.
And so while we're doing that, Matt, can we do just the 1, 2, 3 readings? Do we have time? Okay. So I have brought a new deck, you guys. I want y'all to get this deck. I think it may be now, besides my Light Seers deck, one of my favorite decks. It's my friend Jamie Elford is the writer, and the artist is Jack Sephiroth, and it's called the Heaven and Earth Tarot. This is it, and it is amazing, like seriously beautiful. So I'm gonna use this deck, and I really wanted to point that out. Jamie is a friend of mine, and I didn't even know that when we got this deck. I mean, I knew it, but I forgot, and then we got it in from Llewellyn, which I plug for Llewellyn because that's who's publishing my book. But and it's just seriously, I'm not kidding. It's probably now my favorite deck.
I want to
so
see it.
yeah. What are you reading with, Roger?
I guess those, since nobody brought me any.
Oh,
cards
I'm
in here.
sorry. Okay. And so, what are you reading with Urban? What are
the
you reading
Urban
with
Tarot.
Urban Tarot?
Urban Legend.
Yes. Urban Tarot.
So-
And we do have a winner, by the way.
Oh, who's the winner?
Andrea Martin. She said the devil.
Oh, what was the joke? I don't remember. What'd you
It
say?
was what the
What?
devil put in his coffee.
Coffee.
Soulmate.
I never have got.
Instead of coffee mate.
I know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I am so slow. Okay. Well,
We'll draw some pictures.
Clearly
We'll draw
she-
some pictures later.
okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it. All right. So here you go. We'll read. I'll shuffle these. The way we do it is you pick a number between 1 and 3.
1, 2, or 3.
1, 2, or 3 for your reading from this week to next week. So this will apply for you. So right now, set your number and don't change it based on what you hear. Pick 1, 2, or 3. And Amber, I think we're going to start with you because I've got to shuffle these a little bit more,
Okay.
if you don't mind. And give about, just a 1 card reading, pretty quick reading.
Is it just for the week or is it?
Just for the week for anybody who. Oh, and I got to tell them what number they're. So they're going to be Amber's going to be the number 1. If you chose number 1, this is the reading for all the people who chose the number 1. It could be for whatever you get.
Okay. So I got. Do I have to show it here? I'm sorry.
Help her and show.
Five.
You can show it there.
Oh.
Yeah.
5 of Swords.
It was upside down, Matt.
There. 5 of Swords. There we go. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm really seeing with this card is it did come out in the reverse, and at the bottom it says defeat. So I really feel like if you chose one, that this week will be really important for you to just kind of keep yourself distanced from outside energies, right? People that might be speaking negatively towards you or about you. Just kind of rise above that and don't let them get defeat over you and your energy.
Very good. Okay, Roger, you're reader 2. For all those who chose 2, including me, because I always choose 2, right? What'd you get?
Oh, it's the 9 of coins.
So Pentacles.
Pentacles. Yeah, so 9 of Pentacles. One thing, these are very traditionally drawn too.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
really
they
so it's kind of
very
cool.
good for the Rider Waite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one thing I get though is the fact that, with this week, it's actually a week that you can kind of sit back and chill a little bit and kind of, your money's there, your money's taking care of itself. It's not like you're going to have to really get out and hustle it and, kind of bust your ass and get to work and things like that. It's there. So enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy your time. If it's being with friends, being with family, being in nature, whatever you're in need to kind of take back and release, that's fine. But don't worry about the money side of things. Don't worry about work and things like that.
Like, don't worry. Oh, like, go to work. But don't
go to
worry
work, but don't be worried about it. Or don't go to work and then worry about it in a month.
Go to work. Don't go to work and just find your twin flame. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. All right. So I drew for everybody who picked number 3, I drew the beautiful Queen of Cups. And I love it because on here they have the astrology and the elements and everything really small at the bottom. But for those of you, and they're not all females, they just happen to be the Queen of Cups, and the 9 of Pentacles is traditionally the kind of the independent woman card.
Yeah.
So the Queen of Cups is let me focus for a second. It's that self-care. So the Queen of Cups is someone who really, cups are emotions. They are relationships. So it's a good way to kind of wrap up the show is to say, to find that self-care. Queens don't mean it's just a female. Okay, queen is kind of mastery over that suit. So it's not a king yet. So you're not there quite have it all going on with your relationship yet, or even your self-love. It's time to bring in the self-love for you, that self-worth that the bracelet's talking about. The Queen of Cups, if you are like me, a water sign like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, if you're any of those two and you picked number 3, I would say really go easy on yourself this next week. If you're one of the earth signs, I'm just getting earth specifically. I'm not going to go through all of them. But if you're one of the earth signs, I would say try to reach out a little bit more. But if you're a water sign, pull in a little bit more to take care of yourself. Kind of tying back to Amber. So, yeah. And that taking care of yourself first before you look outside of yourself, right? It's kind of that ties it all together. And that's the hardest thing to tell people in readings because they don't want to hear that. They want to hear, well, no, but when am I going to meet her? Or when am I going to meet him? And I'm not making fun of it. It's just, it's really hard. That's why love readings are really, really difficult. And when you get them, if you're going to get that kind of reading, I would go in and say, I want honesty. I want to know the truth. I want to know what you see. I don't want you to tell me what. And if any reader, if you have to tell them that, it's probably not the reader you want to go to long term. But if you don't know the reader, I would say that right off the bat. But it's SoulTopia, you shouldn't have to tell them that. But so we had a winner. Yeah. And
I'm sure she'll be here in a day or two because she's here every other day.
I should bring Oakley. Is that who won? Is it that person? That Andrea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Little puppy. So thanks, you guys. Amber, thank you.
And let me know. I'll bring
What? Sorry.
Bring Oakley. But let me know, and I'll actually bring Thor.
Okay. So I knew who's going to bring it up. Matt, did you know?
I saw.
Yeah. So, Roger's birthday present. Tell him so we can get off the air.
Oh, got a brand new puppy.
He got a Frenchie.
Another Frenchie.
We were actually going to get 2 when we got Loki.
His and her. Oh, yeah. We were getting his and hers back then, and we didn't.
Michelle didn't.
And
now we got.
And then that's all I've heard of since we got Loki. I should have got the other one.
He has not heard that.
Oh, I should have got that.
Anyway, we love you guys. Thanks for listening. I love Roger. He is my twin flame. Because I am learning so many lessons now. I'm kidding.
I'm here just to make sure she learns her lessons. All lessons.
All the time. And I've got a lot to learn. All right. But anyway, thanks you guys for watching. You can see Amber here. What day do you read, Amber?
Monday mornings and Wednesday evenings.
And she's here a lot. So come see her for readings and check out all our stuff on all our social media platforms, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, guys.
Good night.